We all think we know the classic stories from the Bible. But what if I told you that just beneath the surface of one of them lies a secret message? A message so profound it could change how you see everything. Today, we're not just reading an ancient story. We're decoding a secret battle. A war that doesn't rage in some far-off desert, but right inside of you, every single day.
Okay, so it all kicks off with a simple, almost forgettable line from Genesis. On the surface, it's just a family squabble, right? You've got two relatives, Abraham and his nephew Lot. They both become incredibly successful, their flocks are huge, and boom, the land just can't support them both anymore. So their employees, their shepherds, start fighting. Seems like a pretty straightforward fight over land and resources.
But here's where it gets wild. The ancient mystics, the masters of the Zohar, they looked at this and saw something completely different. They asked this totally radical question. What if this story has nothing to do with pastures and sheep? What if Abraham and Lot are actually code names for two powerful opposing forces at war within the landscape of every single human soul? So yeah, the plain story is pretty clear. Abraham, the patriarch, and Lot, his nephew, are traveling together, they get rich, their herds get massive, and their people start to fight. Abraham, being the peacemaker, basically says, look, we gotta split up. It's a classic story about managing success and keeping the family together. But that, my friends, is just the first layer, the simple story. Because then the Zohar comes along and just peels that whole layer back to reveal something stunning. It says this quarrel isn't some one-time event that happened thousands of years ago. No, it's a perfect description of the constant daily battle between two different sets of drives, two camps of shepherds, fighting for control right inside of you.
And for anyone who's new to this, the Zohar is basically the foundational book of Jewish mysticism, or Kabbalah. It's not just a commentary. Think of it like a master key. It treats the Bible as a deeply coded blueprint for, well, everything, the universe, reality, and especially the human mind. And its take on this little quarrel is our doorway into that inner world. And this brings us right to the heart of it all. The Zohar completely reframes the story, turning it from a historical account about two guys in a desert into an eternal drama, a drama that is playing out right now on the stage of your own consciousness. So let's decode the characters, shall we? Okay, look at this. This is the decoder ring the Zohar gives us. Abraham, he's not just a man. He represents your divine soul, your neshama. This is that part of you that is always pushing for meaning, for connection, for purpose. It's radiant, it's orderly, it's life-giving. And Lot, well, Lot is the other guy. He represents the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. This is that raw, powerful drive for selfish, material gain, the voice of chaos that just consumes and takes without ever thinking about the consequences. And believe me, this isn't just some nice, poetic idea. The mystical texts, like the Midrash Hanilim, they spell it out. It says that the very moment your soul, your Abraham, enters your body at birth, its shadow, Lot, comes right in with it. They are a package deal. This war is literally hardwired into the human condition from your very first breath. So, who are these shepherds that are doing all the fighting? Well, they're the agents of these two powers inside you. Abraham's shepherds are your soul's best qualities, your noble thoughts, your acts of kindness, your search for wisdom, those moments of real self-control. And Lot's shepherds, oh yeah, you know them. They're the forces of the inclination, your impulsive desires, your selfish urges, your flashes of anger and jealousy. And the battlefield, the land they are fighting over? It's you, your mind, your consciousness, your body, your choices. That's the territory where this war rages, every single day.
Now, to really, truly get the scale of this conflict, we've got to go even deeper. We have to go to the level the mystics call Sod, the secret level. We need to look at the spiritual physics, the cosmic operating system that's running this entire war in the background. And that operating system is built on something called the Sephirot. The easiest way to think about them as 10 fundamental channels or divine attributes. It's through these channels that energy flows to create and sustain, well, everything, including you. They are the cosmic blueprint not just for the universe, but for your own inner world. So within this system, we can pinpoint the exact forces at play. Abraham, he embodies chesed, which is loving kindness. Think of this as your soul's main program, expansive, giving, connective, pure white light. The quarrel itself, that's an expression of Gevura, the force of resistance, judgment, conflict. Think intense red. Lot's domain, his whole vibe, is the Sitra Achra, the other side. This is the realm of spiritual chaos, a draining force that we can imagine as a consuming black. And the battlefield where all this goes down, that's Malchut, the physical world, your body, where all these forces show up. And this tech analogy just nails it, doesn't it? Think of your soul, your Abraham, as the core operating system of your personal computer. Its primary protocol is chesed, connection, sharing, creating. The Lot impulse, the Yetzer Hara, is like a rogue malware. It doesn't create a thing. It just hijacks the system and consumes all the resources, your time, your energy, your focus, for its own selfish programs. And what does that lead to? System instability, slowdowns, and eventually crashes. Or, hey, think about it from a cosmic engineering point of view. Any stable system, whether it's a star or a human soul, has to maintain its integrity to survive. It has to know the difference between its core, life-giving processes and these malicious, draining processes. So what does it do? It has to enforce separation protocols. It has to build firewalls to stop the rogue process from corrupting the whole system. This is the deep, cosmic reason behind Abraham's simple suggestion to Lot. So what's amazing is that the Zohar doesn't just diagnose the problem and leave us there. No, it uses Abraham's actions to give us the solution. It lays out a clear strategy, not for destroying the inclination, because you can't, it's part of you, but for managing it and actually achieving inner harmony. And just listen to Abraham's words again, but through this new lens. Let there be no strife. Separate from me, please. This isn't an angry outburst. The Zohar says this is the calm, wise, strategic voice of the soul speaking directly to the inclination. It knows that fighting head-on all the time is just draining and gets you nowhere. This is a strategic disengagement. It's a plea for internal peace. I love this one. Think of your life like a video game, okay? You are the player. Your character has two factions inside it, Team Abraham and Team Lot. Now, to level up in the game of life, you can't just let them duke it out forever. That just drains your health bar and your mana. The winning strategy is to manage them. You have to actively invest your resources in your Abraham units while strategically suppressing and quarantining the hostile Lot units so they can't mess up your main quest. So this all boils down to a super practical 3-step strategy. Step 1, recognize. Your soul, your higher self, has to wake up and clearly identify the Lot faction, the thoughts, the habits, the desires that are draining your system and causing all the chaos. Step 2, separate. This is Abraham's genius move. If you go left, I will go right. Your soul has to consciously choose to create distance. It refuses to fight the inclination on its turf or by its rules. You see a path of anger? You deliberately choose a path of calm. You feel that urge for mindless consumption? You choose a single act of mindful creation instead. And step 3, strengthen. Once you've created that separation, your soul reinvests all that saved energy back into its own domain. Abraham goes to the Holy Land of Canaan. He focuses on his purpose. He lets Lot and his chaotic crew wander off toward Sodom, their natural home, and he gets to work fortifying his own spiritual territory. And what happens when you actually do this? What's the payoff? Well, this chart says it all. When you apply this model of recognize, separate, and strengthen, the influence of your soul, your inner Abraham, grows powerful. The destructive influence of the inclination, your inner Lot, is contained. It gets smaller. And the result isn't that one side is wiped out. The result is a state of high inner harmony, where your soul is finally and firmly in the driver's seat. And listen to how beautifully the Zohar sums up this victory. The phrase, "and Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan," is decoded to mean, the soul settled among the righteous in a good and peaceful settlement. See? By strategically separating from the inner chaos, the soul finds its home, a state of peace, stability, and deep purpose. It achieves alignment. So you see, this isn't just some dusty old story. It's a living manual for your own mind. It's not about Abraham and Lot way back when. It's about you, right now. The conflict starts all over again the moment you open your eyes. The battlefield is drawn in your heart and in your head every single morning. And the question this whole thing leaves us with is a big one. Which shepherds are you feeding today? The ones that lead you towards chaos or the ones that lead you towards peace? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.